You're still thinking about it to this day.
Still thinking about it. Still thinking about what the hell happened. How did this movie get made?
Is it worth a rewatch? Should we get back in there?
Dude, maybe we need to get back in there,
think we need to get back
jump
in
back
there.
into the pool and wrestle around and see, like, what is going on in these waters?
All right. We're at the halfway point, Ty.
Halfway, baby.
So sad. It's already halfway done.
Yeah, I know. It goes so fast.
It does. It goes so fast. And sometimes at the end, though, it feels like a little bit of work. But it goes so fast for the most part.
Yeah, it's mostly just the editing part. It's like, oh, I don't want to edit. And then you start editing and you're like, ooh, this is so fun. But every time it's hard for me to get into it.
Mm-hmm. You just got to,
Yep.
just dive in.
But once I'm in, I'm in. And it takes 3 hours, but once I'm done, I'm done.
Hey, I see you itching your leg a lot. You
Yeah.
got some bug bites?
Yeah, I got a huge bug bite on my leg. I have it on my toe as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a freaking mess right now.
I think we have a mosquito in our bedroom because I woke up with 3 mosquito bites on my
But
my toe, my little toe on the knuckle, like in
your smallest
consecutive
toe,
order.
your baby toe?
No, my middle toe, my middle of my baby toes.
Oh, okay. I have a middle toe. No, wait. No, my pointer finger toe is longer than my big toe.
Oh, like a what's that
Look
called?
at-
I call that like a grandpa toe.
Yeah, look at my toe versus yours.
Oh, yeah, you do have a grandpa toe. You know,
have normal toes. I have a really crazy middle.
I
second
think
toe.
your longer toe is a dominant gene, and my shorter toe is a recessive.
Did you
gene.
know that I have all dominant genes?
No, you.
Yeah,
have,
I
You
do.
have blue eyes.
No, I'm dominant. Everything's dominant for me.
You wish.
Cleft chin, black hair. Cleft
I'm
chin's
like
not
the
really,
most
but-
recessive of the recessives.
Yeah, you're weak.
No, I'm rare.
No,
I'm rare.
don't try to turn this around, weakling. Hey, I think it's really important that we tell people what we did 2 weekends ago.
What did we do 2 weekends ago?
Sweet like honey. Karma is a cat.
We got to see Miss Tay Tay herself. You guys, for those of you who are listening who saw it, you know, I don't even have to tell you. But those of you who didn't, I feel bad telling you this because I know you've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, and people who haven't gone or aren't going to go are like, can everybody just shut up about the Taylor Swift concert? I doubt it was that good.
You'd be wrong.
You were wrong.
You were wrong.
It was that good.
It was that good. And I am kind of like a newfound Taylor Swift fan.
Well, you say that, but when you mean newfound, you mean like 4 years ago. You mean you became a fan, like a huge fan in 2019 during the pandemic when
Yes.
Folklore dropped.
Yes. See,
Now
that's new.
But I'm even newer.
yeah, that's
I'm
true.
when the Red album, Tay's version, dropped, which is like 2021-ish, because I was working on the basement, and I just be blasted T Swift down there. And all of a sudden, I was like, I'm a fan. I'm in.
Her
Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, move aside because we've got a new sister in town.
new pop queen. Yeah, something about doing house projects and just putting on a Taylor Swift album. That's what did it for me, and that's what did it for you.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And now I'm in like Flynn. Like, I'm so in, it's unbelievable.
You're
Like, people will be
maybe
like, hey,
further
are
in.
you a Swiftie? I'll be like, come on. Like, do you even have to ask? Like, of course I am. It's not a question.
So for the concert, a lot of people were doing different genres of her music. I don't know if genres, right? Different album, different eras
Yep.
of her music and dress up. I would say 90% of people wore hot pink baby doll dresses with
Yeah.
white boots.
Yes, with cowboy hats.
Yeah, I think that's the, what would we call that? The Miss Americana
Sure.
and the Heartbreak Kid look.
Yeah, yep.
I think it's yeah, I don't know if that's from like the music video or just the album art or what.
So that's
but
Lover, right?
no, that's earlier.
Oh, it's early.
Wait, I don't know.
No.
No, maybe it's earlier. Oh,
Okay.
gosh. Don't revoke my Swift
Hey,
card.
yeah, you guys
no.
go to
Oh, no.
Swifties so you can find out that
Oh,
information.
no. I can't believe you asked me that. I have no idea. Maybe it's Lover.
So what did you do, though?
I was one of the weirdos who opted to go the Folklore
Because that's your
/
fave.
Evermore. I mean, it's kind of one and the same
Yep.
route. There was probably maybe 3 other people in what I would guess is like kind of that like hippie garb.
All were like probably like nearing 30 or over 30. It was like the 30-year-old club decided to go a little different.
Like, yeah, we like this. We like this acoustic
But
stuff.
what's funny about the pink outfit, with the cowboy hat and the cowboy boots, did not matter what your age was.
Yeah.
You could be young, you could be old, you could be everywhere in between. It was like the class, like everybody wanted that look, no matter what age they were.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spicy look. I get it.
And then tell everybody what I did.
Why don't you tell everybody what
No,
you
I like
did?
it when you tell for me.
So Ty was feeling a little left out of the dress-ups. You were like,
I don't want to wear folklore. What does that even mean for me? Like flannel? It's in the dead of summer. Like I don't want to wear flannel.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of ended up doing that. And then I was like, I'm not feeling connected to any of these eras. Like I don't know what to do.
So we dug into some of the music videos, and one of our favorites, the music video for All Too Well.
The 15-minute, the short film.
The 10-minute version. Ty went as Jake Gyllenhaal.
And it was so funny because it was so hot outside. I literally carried the costume with me and just had like the undershirt on, no pants, anything. And we were waiting in line forever. And then finally we were about to go in. I was like, all right, it's time to gear up. And these girls from Sioux Falls were right in front of us and we had kind of talked to. And I throw on like my flannel and I've got my red scarf. And then I put on my little beanie and everything. And they're like, oh, wow, are you cold right now? I'm like, no, I'm not cold. And then one of them goes, wait. Are you Jake Gyllenhaal? I was like, yes! Yes!
It was hilarious for you, me, and a handful of people who got it.
Yep. And then during All Too Well, I went down to the edge of our little platform that we
Little
were on.
mezzanine.
Yep. And just like leaned on the glass partition and just like listened. And Rach got some video of it. And I was like, so funny.
So funny.
We had a good time.
Yeah, concert was awesome. It was
Concert was
great.
awesome.
Listen to our other podcast. We're going to do an offshoot just about Taylor Swift things, I think there's enough there.
Yeah, what we call Tay Tay Baby.
Tay babies. Flash forward to the movie that we watched last night. Wow, what a journey
Yeah,
did I
what
take
a journey.
you on.
Yep.
Ty, what did I subject you to yesterday?
You subjected me to a movie called It Takes Two, which I was positive I had not seen until the movie started. And we got, I was like, I think I've seen this movie. And then we got to a certain part in the movie, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know everything that's going to happen. Like, it was one of those where it all came rushing back. I was like, I know everything. Like, they're going to hide on this cart, and they're going to try to get closer to the people they want to hook up with to, like, hear their conversation. I was like, I know exactly everything. And then you're like, bet you don't know what happens next. And I was like, oh, I don't remember what happens next. And then this kid's walking with a macaroni bowl, and I'm like, oh, that kid's going to trip, and the macaroni bowl goes in the air, it goes on his head. Like, all these things just kept coming back to me in the moment.
Are you sure it's not because the movie's so predictable? You're sure that you just weren't predicting, like, you had seen these images before?
You thought this movie was predictable?
I mean, that would be one of its main critiques, yes.
I don't know about that. Do you want me to give a little summary, a little breakdown of it?
Yeah, I also want to estimate, how many times do you think you had seen this film?
Multiple
Because
times.
There's no way you saw it just in once
No,
to
no.
remember
There's multiple times.
specifically the things that you were laying out for me.
Yeah, it was probably like a grade school summer, and it was on like HBO during the day. You know,
Oh,
like they
okay.
would show kids stuff because it was summer and they knew kids were home and Wimbledon wasn't on. And so then I would watch It Takes Two over and over again. It was probably one of those, almost guaranteed. That's
Yeah.
how I saw it.
Give us a synopsis for those who
Okay.
doesn't know who's in it too. We got some famous
Yeah.
90s stars.
Yeah, okay. So your two leads are the Olsen sisters, the Full House cuties. And you've got one who's from the streets in New York, playing baseball all the time with her friends. And then you've got the other Olsen who talks a little bit British, but not all the way. So you have these two Olsenies. And they have this terrible dialect work that they're both doing. And one is an orphan who hangs out with Kirstie Alley, who runs...
Kirsty.
Kirsty. Oh, she's a Kirsty, not a Christy.
She's a Kirstie Alley.
Oh.
K-I-R.
Oh, good to know.
Yep.
No more
Just-
running, Kirsty.
There you go.
No
There you
more
go.
games. Okay, so Hellraiser Shadow. So she hangs out with Kirstie Alley, who is like her
Social worker.
who also wants to adopt her. She loves her.
Yes.
And she's a little rough around the edges. She's always dirty. What a gross girl. She wears overalls and like ties flannel around her waist and a backwards ball cap and chews bubble gum all the time. Yuck. And then you've got the other Olsen twin with the terrible high-class American / British dialect that she does.
Mm-hmm.
And she's married to what I'll call Walmart version or discount version of Billy Crystal.
She's not married to.
Oh, she's not married. That's her dad. That's her dad. And
yeah, and you're referring to Steve Guttenberg.
Steve
That's the
Guttenberg.
actor's name.
Discount Billy Crystal is what we'll call him for the rest of the podcast. So she plays his dad, or he plays her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And she is an only child. Her mom died like 10 years ago. This is not Parent Trap, right? Like where these are two sisters who were
split at birth.
Yeah, split at birth
No.
kind of situation. That is not this situation.
Yeah.
This is actually like it plays a lot on that on Parent Trap, but it's more these two are stranger twins.
Stranger twins.
Where there's no relation, but they look exactly identical, and that's insane. You'll have to tell me if it's real. I'm sure you have information on this. And then they meet each other when the orphan goes to camp, which is on the grounds of the rich one's house. And so then there's opportunities for them to meet. And then the rich one has this new lady who comes in who's pretty much awful, just like the lady in Parent Trap. And they want to get rid of her. And they're like, let's conspire to get rid of her and get the social worker, Kirsty, with Discount Billy Crystal. Let's get them together. And so then we can be sisters.
You did it.
Sisters. Never such devoted sisters.
For every man who ever wanted to do right by his daughter.
Daddy! Who is she?
She's going to be your new mother.
For every woman who ever longed to become a mother.
Drop the bat, let's go! Just let me smash this ball downtown!
Warner Brothers has two perfect answers.
But what I see is me. I see me too.
I'm the woman of the house, and you're off to a year-round boarding school.
Now a couple of identical strangers have decided to play matchmaker.
All they gotta do is meet once, then they'll fall in love for sure.
That was a great synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then hijinks.
ensue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how it's going to end.
I don't know. And if people tune in, I'll tell you, this one has a major twist. Shyamalanian almost. It's pretty crazy.
So this film, I had the pleasure of watching this, or rather actually owning this. I owned a third of this on VHS.
What? This
Yeah.
was an owner for you?
This was an owner. This was an owner for my sister Natalie.
Oh, okay.
I believe she
Natalia.
probably got this for a birthday of some sort.
Uh-huh.
And then we just had it. And so I could watch it whenever my little heart desired.
Yeah.
Which apparently was a lot because I had this pretty, down pat memorized. And I
Oh,
thought,
gotcha.
Wow, I have how she's going to say this next line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit jarring because I have not seen this for probably 25 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And to have that portion of your brain unlocked is pretty wild. I
Yeah,
would say.
it is. It absolutely is. It's kind of like I haven't seen Little Rascals in probably 20 years, but I almost guarantee if you threw that on right now, I'd have the whole thing memorized.
Fun little side note: the Olsen twins were in Little Rascals for a hot second cameo.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. Sidetrack. Back we go. Yeah. The Parent Trap piece is kind of interesting. So this came out before the Lindsay Lohan version of Parent Trap, but obviously not the original Parent Trap
And so original Parent Trap,
in the 50s.
I'm going to say something mean.
Yeah.
Those girls are so hideous, I can't watch it.
Ty.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I think,
first off, that girl is just one.
Yeah, just one girl.
It's just one girl. It's just split screen.
yep. I don't like it. I was always
50s.
I was always bored during it. The
'Cause
coloring looked silly. I was like, "Oh, come on. Technicolor, let's juge it up a little bit. Let's
Zhuzh.
zhuzh it." Yeah, there you go. And then I just thought it was boring old-timey. And then the Lindsay Lohan one was a little bit past whenever I would watch those kinds of movies. So I never really saw that one until we got together, and you watch it probably annually. It's on.
I wish
It's on annually.
I wish I watched it annually.
You maybe
'cause
don't
I
watch
think
the whole
it's
thing.
Great, but Yeah, I think that's a very good movie. And I also owned a third of that one as well.
You had both?
Yeah, for sure.
So would you guys be like, hey, let's watch Sister Shenanigans Day and
No.
watch all the Sister Shenanigan
we
movies?
We should have. No, but this one is actually, I mean, maybe they both are a little bit like loosely based on The Prince and the Pauper.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going really loose. Sure.
That's what it says. If you go to the Wikipedia for Prince and Pauper and it talks about film adaptations, this pops up. Along with Parent Trap and a lot of other random films. It probably shouldn't.
Like Made in Manhattan, I'm sure, is also Prince and the Pauper.
And that would be Cinderella.
Oh, it would. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Why would that? What's
I
the
just
switch
thought
places?
he's rich, she's a maid, and then people are like his daughter's
She's
getting
a
them
ma-
together, right?
No, there's no daughters.
There's no daughter in that
There's
one?
no girls in that one.
Oh, I've only seen parts of that movie.
Yeah, that's Cinderella.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Close though, very close. Let me read you some taglines from this.
Mm.
Two identical strangers, two different worlds, one perfect match. When it comes to making the perfect match, two heads are better than one, especially if they look alike. Oh, sorry. Especially if they look exactly alike. There we go.
That's
There's the
even worse.
reading.
That feels like that's on like you put that poster up in the daycare so the kids like are like, oh wow, cool.
I will say there are a lot of exclamation points in these taglines that are unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I tried to convey that in my reading of it. I hope that came out.
Yeah, sure. Yep, absolutely.
All right, let's talk a brief bit about the movie, and we'll just see where we go from there. I'll be
Okay.
honest, this does not have troves and treasures of fun behind the scenes,
Yeah.
trivia, or silly things like that. It was a movie that was made, and I thought it was a good idea to watch it.
All
and
right.
Maybe I regret it. I don't know. We'll find out at the end of this podcast if I regret this choice.
It would be really funny if you're like, this was a movie that was made. No? Tiometer?
What do you think? No, I had to. I know why I picked this movie. We haven't had anything with the Olsen twins in it, and honestly, for me, growing up in the 90s, like it was just so much about my childhood. The Olsen twins were.
Uh-huh. Did you really love them?
I did. I think my sisters maybe have loved them even a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Because they are our age.
I know, I was going to say, they're our age
They
exactly.
are our age, but they're almost like a little bit, like they almost downplay it a little bit to a younger audience,
Yep.
like 4 or 5 years younger than them.
I remember watching random Olsen twin movies in grade school
Mm-hmm.
and being like, "Ugh, these are kids' movies.
I know. It's so funny. But you're their age.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think we would be remiss if we left them out of the
Cinema
Summers
history?
Off catalog. Yeah. Yeah. And history, of course, of cinema. Yes.
Where do they rank on best actresses of all time? Do you think they're top 10 with Meryl, like, and
As far as
Kate
best
Blanchett
childhood
and Kate Winslet?
actresses, they're number 3.
Oh.
And I don't know about best, but maybe like most iconic is more of the phrasing
well-
of whatever that was in 2007. Variety made a list,
Oh,
something
gotcha.
like that. They were
Okay.
number 3 on a list at one point,
Yeah. Okay.
which at a certain point, yeah, I would say
I agree
they
with that.
they were number 3. So I don't know.
Well, I wonder who was 3 and who was 4.
No,
No, you can't put them together.
They do. They get
I
swapped
want
together
Mary
all
Kate
the
and
time.
Ashley to compete more against each other and be like, well, Mary Kate was 3 and Ashley was actually 6.
Well, one of them has an Emmy and one of them does not.
Ooh, do you know which one?
Of course, I know which one.
Yes.
I will get
I
to
think
that
that's
later.
something we need to do. This is a through line for the whole podcast is we're going to decide which Olsen is the best by the end.
Okay.
So it's a competition between them.
Very good. I love pitting women against women.
Yeah, I know you do.
one of
This
my
is one of your
favorites.
favorite things to
I
do.
love it. I love it. But let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the director of this
Okay.
film.
There was a director?
There was a director,
Oh,
believe
surprising
it or
already.
not. And it's actually a director of some more popular films. Actually, a film that I had on last season or the season before that I
Okay.
actually really love.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote and directed it after this, of course.
Sister to the Traveling Pants?
Nope, that would not be one
Okay.
of those movies, but nice try. The director is called Andy Tennant. His name is.
Okay.
He is called Andy Tennant.
Yeah, that's what his friends call him. Okay.
This was his film debut,
Okay.
so they decided to give him some more
That's wild to
after
me.
this. I'm going to just name some of these films. I'm going to dance around the one that we did, but you can hear some of these other ones. He did Fools Rush In.
Okay.
I
Yep.
mean, you're familiar with that one.
Yep, absolutely. I like that one.
Skip the one that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And then like Sweet Home Alabama, Hitch, Fool's Gold.
I remember you talking about this now.
Yes, I talked about him a little bit. And he was also, this is his fun tidbit from this episode, he used to be a backup dancer, and he danced in Grease 1 and in Grease 2.
No way. I bet he
Right.
was in the We're Gonna Score Tonight scene from Grease 2.
Well, if you remember back to this episode, I'm sure I asked you what your favorite Grease 2 song was.
It's definitely that one. Or Reproduction.
I think it was that. I think that's the one you answered. Good. You're consistent, which is good. No, the film that he wrote and directed was Ever After,
Oh.
which I think is really good.
Ever After's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just interesting. So, people can really grow leaps and bounds, I think, if you just give them multiple shots.
And here's what I'm going to say. Like, he did a terrible job of acting coaching. But, like, in his casting left a lot to be desired in some of the ancillary characters. But
Sure.
he constructed a movie. Like, the shots all look good. The sequencing all look good. Like, there was the music that made sense behind it. Like,
Sure.
as far as, like, he made a movie.
He made a movie. And his first one.
That's saying a lot.
He made The Prince and the Pauper. That's a pretty epic undertaking for your
Yeah,
first movie,
that's
wouldn't you
true.
say?
Yep.
Mark Twain classic.
Oh, that is Mark Twain, huh?
It is. I was just on Wiki today, so
Oh,
you can
okay.
ask me anything you want about it. I have a limited amount of knowledge for another hour before I
very
erase
cool.
that. Let's talk about the cast. I could get into the Olsens, but I feel like that's gonna take a while because I have a lot of Olsen stuff.
Sure.
So let's jump into the other kind of, like you said, the ancillary characters. Do you want to talk about Kirsty or Steve first?
Let's talk about Kirsty. She's the main event. Let's waste no more time.
Kirsty this is maybe a hot take, and maybe not, but she's the best thing about this movie.
Absolutely, 100%. There's
Okay.
like no debate.
So glad you
there.
agree with it.
No, you're
She
not.
just-
If you hear debate about that, then I'm gonna like question the person as a human being. Like what?
Kirstie Alley, she's a iconic 90s actress, right?
Yeah.
And
Look who's
just-
talking.
Look who's talking.
Look who's talking too. Both are excellent.
All of those. She was in Cheers, obviously. That was
Uh-huh.
kind of her big TV debut where she played Rebecca and she kind of replaced Shelley Long's character, Diane.
That's right.
Which is kind of the big
I
love
forgot
interest.
about that. She replaces her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She ends up getting an Emmy and a Globe for her work in Cheers.
Yeah.
So much celebrated. Yep. And then
Did you like Cheers?
I haven't seen a lot of Cheers.
Oh, see, we watched quite a bit of it. And
we?
my dad would watch it, and I was supposed to be asleep. And I would be like, this is like when I'm really little.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, because it started in 87 and went to 93, so you probably, like, a lot of it's probably over your head.
Yeah, for sure. But I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah, it's like when I was a kid, I watched Seinfeld, and I didn't all the time understand the jokes, but
Sure.
you'd be like, I love this. This is so funny. And you'd hear your parents laugh at something, and you'd be like, yeah, ha, 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 ha.
That was funny, wasn't it? I love that. But other films too, like you said, Look Who's Talking, probably some of her most notable stuff there. I Love Her and Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Then she was also in a sitcom called Veronica's Closet. She was in
Oh,
that for like
yep.
3 years.
Yep.
I watched that too. And then later on in her career, like went on to do things like Scream Queens. She had
I
a
didn't know she was in that.
yeah, I think she was in season 2 of that. She also had a show on Showtime called Fat Actress. And then things like, then a lot of reality TV things. Like she did Dancing with the Stars, where she got second place.
Oh, okay.
Celebrity Big Brother. And then her last thing was The Masked Singer in 2022.
Blah.
Not a fan of that show.
No,
You've
stupid.
never even watched it.
I have, actually.
You have?
Yeah, it's been on like after a
When?
football game ends or a basketball game, and Masked Singer's on, and it's like I walk away and I come back and Masked Singer's going on, and I watch it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, what garbage TV? I turn it off. I'll be like, I'll see the reveal, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's so and so, and I'm like, that's like a actor who's like has 5 lines in like this random TV show. Nobody cares about this person. Like, don't pretend they're a big deal.
Yeah, it's not Kirstie Alley, who's kind of like 90s sitcom royalty,
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah, I just think she's so good in this. And I'm trying to think of other things. Like, I enjoy her as an actress. I think she's pretty real.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, she was definitely by far like the most believable and most grounded person.
Yep.
Heads and tails.
Yeah, for
of
sure.
People.
That's so easy.
I also think she's so beautiful. Like her eyes, I don't know what
She's got
color
pretty
they
eyes
are.
and
She's
pretty
got
hair.
like this they're probably like more cat eyes, but yeah, I don't know. I just think she's gorgeous. She was born in Kansas. She went to Kansas State. She moved to LA to pursue.
She's a wildcat.
She's a wildcat.
Wildcats everywhere.
She went on to move to LA to explore Scientology, which is kind of unfortunate.
Ew.
Yeah, there's that. And to be an interior designer,
Yay.
but mostly Scientology.
Ew.
She is at the level of operating Theoden level 8.
I don't know what that means.
It's a high level
Okay.
in the Scientology community. I didn't go down that rabbit hole.
Sure.
There was
That's fine.
there was an opportunity
No,
to, but I thought I'll just leave it at that.
We'll explore that when we do After Earth or whatever that movie is with John Travolta, where he plays a weird alien who talks
that's
kind
right.
of like this. She talks like Shakespearean-ish, but it's also kind of weird. We'll get there.
Also a Scientologist, right?
Yeah. That whole movie's
Yeah.
about Scientology.
Yeah.
It's incredible. We'll get into it. That's
Yeah.
an
No
episode
wonder
for
the
another
two
day.
of them work together so well for so long. Like I get you. I'm in that drinking that Kool-Aid. Other things too, like she was a Jenny Craig spokesperson for a long time. She was also a Pier 1 spokesperson, and we were just talking about Pier 1s and how sad we are
They're all
that
closing?
I can't find a Pier 1 anymore, and maybe they're all gone.
I think they're all gone, bro.
I know, but I'm now finally at the age where I would like to purchase something from a Pier 1. I can afford to, and I would like to, and now I can't, and I think that's sad.
This
That's very
is
sad.
the memoir of a 35-year-old woman right here, a 36-year-old. Like, this is what it sounds like. Just so you know, this is a chapter in the book.
Pier 1.
Mourning the Pier 1s.
Mourning the loss of Pier 1.
And this is where all the dudes are like, yeah, I'm going to skip that chapter. I can't
You
relate.
say that, I bet you would like a Pier
Well,
1.
yeah, I would, but I'm not going to mourn it. I've got Hobby Lobby still. I've got
Oh,
Michael's.
they're not
I've
the
got,
same. Those are craft stores.
I know, I've got Crane Barrel.
That's not the
I-
same. That's fancier.
So,
Actually, I
I'll be
don't know.
fine.
Pier 1 might be about the same.
I'll be fine.
I can't remember. But then sadly in 2022,
Yeah, she died,
She
right?
died. Yep, she had stage 4 colon cancer.
Oh, okay.
So she had about 6 months after she was diagnosed. She was having some lower back pain and went in for that, and then found out that it was stage 4, and then passed away. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so just recently too. So yeah, December 2022, just this last year.
Yep.
That's all I have about Kirstie Alley. Anything you want to talk about?
No, she's great.
The late Kirstie Alley.
No, she does a really good job. She's easily the star of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It does make me want to go back and watch Cheers
Yeah?
a little bit. I just think her and Ted Danza would have like really good chemistry.
Yeah. I will be honest. I remember the other gal more.
You remember Shelley Long better?
Mhm, yep.
Do you like Shelley Long better?
It's tough because that's what I remember, so I'm going to say yes.
Diane or Rebecca?
I
You're
think-
on Team Diane, huh?
Right now I am, but I don't want to be committed. I'm not committing to anybody.
You remember it more fondly.
Yeah. Yep. Those are the episodes I remember.
Can't wait to have you be blasted.
Is it time to talk about Discount Billy Crystal?
Yeah, let's talk about Steve Gutenberg or Discount
Never heard
Billy
of him.
Crystal. Have you never seen him before in anything?
No, I have, but
You
I
have.
can't picture what it is.
You have.
But I've seen him. in
And
other
it's going to
things.
be really funny when I give you this list.
Okay.
All right.
He's in Short Circuit,
Yeah.
which I'll announce right now. That's our next movie. I just realized that. I was like, oh shit, he's in Short Circuit. It's him. It's him, and he's got a friend who has this fun little beard. You'll see him.
Okay.
And then his fun little robot friend with what's her name from all the 80s movies, the Rat Pack from St. Elmo's Fire. The
Okay.
one who I said the character reminds me of you.
Oh, yep. I can't think of her name. She's
Yep.
got an interesting name. Like Allison. Or...
Yeah, get ready.
Oh, boy. That was so funny. I have never seen him. Oh,
Well, Short
wait.
Circuit's not our next movie.
It's not?
No, I have
Oh.
to backtrack.
Spoils.
Yeah,
City.
it's a movie after this next one for me, so you'll see it in like 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna come back to Discount Billy Crystal.
Yeah, we'll be
You're
back
gonna
to
have
him.
to do your own research.
Oh man,
on
I hope
him.
he's good because he sucks in this. I hated him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, just cheesy and not good. And
He got a bad script, but he
Yeah.
as an actor, he had no way to figure out how to deliver the script. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, man. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, Christy Alley's like, I can make this work.
Yeah.
And
Put it in
Discount
your own
Billy Crystal's
lingo.
like, there's nothing I can do with this. I'm just going to say it as dumb and cheesy as I can. It's
Yeah.
like, that is the absolute wrong maneuver.
It was. Other movies that he is most notable in are Cocoon.
Okay. I've seen Cocoon, but it was a long time
Have
ago.
you seen Police Academy?
Yes, I have seen Police Academy.
He's-
That's also been a while, but
Yep.
I liked
I
it.
think he's the lead in that.
I think I saw that in middle school, which is the age you should watch Police Academy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You'll think it's funny if you're in like 5th or 6th, 7th grade.
I don't want to watch it then.
Because it's inappropriate, but it's also like just goofy jokes. You know the guy named Airplane who does like a bunch of like sounds and stuff with his mouth? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay, that character is from Police Academy.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
He's like,
This sounds like great 5th grade humor.
yeah, you'll love him.
Also, Three Men and a Baby.
Oh, okay. Which
He's
I've never
one of-
seen, but
You've never
Ted
seen
dances
that?
in that one too,
Yeah,
right?
and Selleck, Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
is in that
You've
too.
seen it?
I have seen
3
it.
Men and a Baby?
You haven't.
No, I don't think so. If I did, it's been way too long. I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna put it on the list, and then like 4 minutes in, you're gonna be like, "Oh,
it.
oh wait,
Seen it.
I have seen this."
Know what's gonna happen next? The baby's gonna poop his pants. Oh, he's gonna get pee in his face.
It's exactly what's gonna happen, and I'm not falling for it this time, Ty.
Okay.
Later on, he went on to do some producing. He was also on Dancing with the Stars. I don't think he got as far as Kirsty. In fact,
Gotcha.
I know he didn't. And now he's really pushing Police Academy 8. He would like to be in that.
They've done 7 Police Academy movies.
Apparently.
I thought they did maybe 4,
Yeah,
which I thought was a lot.
that's probably more than it deserved as
But
well.
they did 7? That's insane.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have the rankings for all those, by the way?
Yeah, I do actually. It goes right in order, just like you think it would. The other two characters, because really there's only like 4 adults in this, and then the girls. That's really all the actors that you have besides extras. Jane Sibbett, maybe.
Is that the mean lady?
This is the evil, soon-to-be stepmother.
Yep.
You might recognize her from Carol on Friends. She
Oh,
was Ross's
yeah.
lesbian wife.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
She's the first
She's
wife.
Carol.
Yep.
And then at some point she gets recast, which is
She
interesting.
does?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I think so. She was also, and this is kind of weird, and I'm glad this didn't work out, but she was going to be Deborah on Everybody Loves Raymond,
Oh,
right?
no.
No.
Nope. I
Gotta
don't like
be
it.
Patricia Heaton.
It's gotta be.
She
Patricia's
just,
so
no
good.
one deadpans or mean mugs or just like blank stares like Patricia Heaton.
She's excellent. You can't mess with that duo of her and Raymond.
Yeah.
That's a show as we get older. My dad loves that show,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll come home for Christmas or just like to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad will have it on. And there have been times where like they go take a nap and Everybody Loves Raymond's on, and Rach and I will just be like sitting there and like we were doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then Everybody Loves Raymond comes on, and we kind of like perk up like a little, I don't know, little
Prairie dogs.
Prairie dogs. They're like, whoa, what's this? And then we watch whole episodes, and we're like, that was very funny. That reminds me of that time with you. But
It's just funny, like marital stuff. Like
Yeah.
my favorite episode that I'm thinking
suitcase?
of, the suitcase
yeah,
episode.
that episode's amazing.
They come home from a vacation, and then there's a suitcase, and it needs to be brought all the way up upstairs, and it's just like on the landing, and the two of them just passive aggressively don't bring it up to see when the other one's gonna crack
Yep.
and bring it up the stairs, and it's
And they both act like it's no
hilarious.
big deal. And then a sibling or like somebody will ask them about it, like, hey, what's the deal with that suitcase? You're like, why hasn't she brought it up yet? I can't bring it up now. It's been too long. She has to bring it up. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Okay, Ray. You know what? I'm getting it.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
It means I'll get it. I'll be the one who got it.
Oh, no. I will get it. Let the record show that I got it.
Let go of this.
You let go of it. You let go of it.
It gets it.
Yeah.
It gets
So
me.
as you get older, for all our Gen Z listeners, you're gonna start to love Everybody Loves Raymond. Just prepare yourself.
forward to that
Prepare yourself for that shame that will come on you. That you're like, dang it, this is my parents' show, and now I kind of like it.
The other secondary character, Philip Bosco. I had seen him in a couple of things that I finally recognized him
Yeah.
from.
Yep.
He was in 2 other movies that we've done on Summers Off. He has been small bits in First Wives Club. He was kind of like a mob uncle
Yeah.
in that. And then he was also just recently
Yeah,
in
just
my
this
best friend's
season.
wedding. He was Kimmy's dad. Kimmy's rich dad who owns the White Sox.
Yep.
What?
Crazy.
Also a
This is
heyday.
his season.
This is his.
We always pick
have a
somebody
season.
whose season it is.
This is his
one's
season.
his.
Philip Bosco's season. Also, he was also in 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh my gosh.
How wild is that? We gotta watch it.
We gotta
now.
watch it.
We gotta watch
oh
it.
my gosh. Him and Discount Billy Crystal, they get the most replays this season. That's bonkers.
You didn't even know who he was a second ago.
I know.
Who
And
knew?
now I'm like, oh, he's one of my favorite actors.
He's so.
He's
so
incredibly
good.
charming.
He reminds me of Billy Crystal. All right. Should we get into the twins a little bit?
Yeah, let's do the twins.
All right. First off, I'm just gonna say this: the twins are adorable, right? They're the
So
they're
cute.
the cute. They've always been the cutest of the cute.
From Full House. Well, you loved Full House as a kid, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
sure
me
did.
too.
I sure did.
Me too. Like, it was not too kiddie. Like, Step by Step and, like, some of those other dinosaurs, like, those were the shows that were older, too old for us, but we'd watch them for our age bracket. Be like, yeah, I'm going to watch dinosaurs. Hope my parents don't turn it off.
Hope they don't say
Not
shut
the
up.
mama. Eat my shorts, Simpsons, yes. But then you'd watch Full House, which is really what you're supposed to
Very
be kind of
wholesome.
watching. And then, but it wasn't too kiddie. You'd be like, oh, this is so fun.
I can relate
Yeah.
to one of them.
Oh yeah, because you had DJ and what's her name who were going
Stephanie.
who were going on dates and stuff. So you're like, oh, the cool older kids, like the Saved by the Bell kids.
Yeah. So Mary Kate and Ashley, they started that. How old do you think they were when they were
Dude,
first cast?
I think they were like 2 years old, 3 years old. They were like not even talking hardly. They were just wandering around in the first episodes.
they were cast when they were 6 months old.
Wow.
Not even
They're
a year.
babies.
And then they started filming at 9 months.
Well, I just remember them wandering around. Like literally, like there'd be a scene and 2 characters would be talking and they would just be like totting
Michelle,
around.
Michelle, come here, Michelle.
And sometimes they would just kind of look at you
Yeah.
and like not even say anything.
Just straight up baby.
I was like, yeah, those are babies.
So one of the pieces, I think, why they were cast is think about all of like the child labor laws, and you have a limited time with how much you're allowed to have kids work.
So you can use each
if
one.
you have twins,
Yep.
you can really stretch that, and then
Yeah.
one twin's working, and then one twin's not, and so then
That's
they were able
clever.
to film for longer with babies.
Yeah.
because
Yep.
you have twins.
Uh-huh.
So I think that was. It didn't come out and say that that was the reason that they were put into that position, but I kind of thought like, oh, that's a clever way.
And
to
there's
skirt
not
that
a lot
law.
of scenes that I can picture with both of them in them in Full House. Like we're both the
No.
twins. They a lot of times they were like in a scene with Uncle Danny, or like they
Mm-hmm.
were like in a scene with somebody else, like just individually. So that makes a
Oh
ton
yeah,
of sense.
yeah, you wouldn't even notice it. Yeah. So then in 1993, so gosh, how old were they in 1993? Young.
Well, how old we were? They were 6.
Yeah, that's when they created their production company. And by they, I mean maybe their managers.
You know,
parents.
I also created my own production company.
What was
in
yours called?
1993? It was called Mr. Beaver's Hideaway. It was a place where my friend Jeff and I used to play in this little collection of pine trees in the winter. We'd go underneath. It was very warm. And I'd say this, and he would call it Mr. Beavers. He'd go, hey, you want to go hang out with Mr. Beavers? And we would. We'd pretend there's a
Is
little
this
beaver.
real?
Yeah, this is a real
You're not
story.
making this up on the spot.
No, I'm not making this up on the spot.
Wow.
The production company's made up, but the rest of the story is real.
I've
The
never
good
heard
thing
this
about
story.
a good lie is that it's 95% true. That's what I found. Yeah, so we would
Oh,
go
so
hang
we just
out.
go and
Yeah, we go underneath this pine tree, and it was kind of warm because it shielded out the wind and the cold and
Yeah.
stuff. And we would just hang out and pretend to like have tea with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver and like played pretend in there.
this is darling.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Well, while you were having tea parties in the woods, the Olsons were collecting their empire, so that way that they could own all the rights to their films and their TV. which they then went on to do. Several of these films were straight to video. In
Yeah.
fact, It Takes Two, this was their first actual feature film.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
So they had
what-
done some of their shitty like Western movies. This time we're in a scuba. We're gonna scuba dive in this one.
It's so funny looking at the covers for any like Olsen and Olsen movie. I don't know, say Olsen twin movie, because it's like the girls are there side by side smiling
Yep.
with like cute little haircuts, and then it's almost like a green screen behind them. It's like, where are we now? Midnight in Paris. How the West was fun. Oh, this is the cute one. Double toil and trouble.
Oh, the
They're little
Halloween one?
witches.
Yes.
They're so cute. I don't have no idea what the story is in that one, but they're so cute. They're so little in that one. Littler than this. They also had a series of videos called The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yep, I remember those.
In that, they had these great detective
Mm-hmm.
videos, and it was called, I don't know if you remember this, it was called Olsen and Olsen Mystery Agency. And
Mm-hmm.
then their tagline was, "We'll solve any crime by dinner time." That was adorable. I think we had one of the VHSs, and it was essentially about... They thought that the zoo was haunted,
Uh-huh.
and then they came to and then all these bananas were disappearing, and the ghost was like taking these bananas, and it was haunted and making all these like weird sounds, and it was like, oh, what is going
What
on?
could it
in the
possibly be?
zoo? And
Monkey got loose?
it was an orangutan. Oh, an orangutan got out and
Causing mischief.
solved. Case,
Solved.
Case closed. Oh, it was such a
Now,
good one.
Let's go have SpaghettiOs.
And it was great because all of these episodes had songs with them.
Oh.
Like this was it was a musical.
Were they good singers? I don't remember
No,
them.
I don't remember
singing.
that being particularly good. I think they did a lot of talk singing actually.
Oh,
now that
okay.
I think about it.
Yep.
I would like to find some, but I worry that it'll be copyright and then it'll ruin the episodes. But I will maybe try to find some, and then
Okay.
maybe I'll try to sing over it so it won't it will disguise it.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Is that the way to do
Yep.
it? But so I have some memories of watching that maybe 1,000 times.
Okay.
Maybe too many times.
We're super duper snoopers, first class private eyes. Figure outers, clearer uppers, mistresses of disguise. We've got the know-how, we got the knack. Now all we need's a case to crack. We're two super duper snoopers, give us a mystery.
So then we flash forward now. It Takes Two. This is their film debut. And then after that, they go on to do things like Billboard Dad. There's
I remember that.
yeah. Again, it's just you just have to just picture them on a green screen and
Yeah.
then picture all these random locations with all these
Sure.
terrible made-for-TV movie stories. The second feature film that they did, and their last film that they did together, was called A New York Minute.
Okay.
And Eugene Levy is actually in that film.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what it's about. I've never seen it. I'm sure it's amazing. But that's when Ashley decided that she was going to retire officially from acting. And then Mary Kate said, hold on, I'm not done just yet.
That's when she did Beastly?
Eventually, yeah.
So that was Mary Kate.
Mary Kate went on to do Beastly. And then she's also a regular on Weeds for a little bit. I don't know if you
Okay.
saw her on that.
I only
So you
watched the
watched
first
Weeds,
season
too.
of Weeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always thought you went further in that show.
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
bored during it, so I
Well,
didn't
then
watch it
you
anymore.
probably definitely did not see her in later seasons.
Yeah. And then can we talk about Beastly for a second?
We can talk about Beastly for a minute. How's that?
Rach, what are your thoughts on Beastly?
Heinous.
Yeah.
Just absolutely heinous.
Everybody talks about like
She's probably the best thing
some
in
of
it.
the worst let's not go too far. I think you're overreaching.
I don't think so.
So there are a lot of bad movies out there. People talk about The Room, or they talk about the Cats movie that came out recently, or that one with Sandra Bullock where she won the Razzie. Which one was that? All About Steve?
Yep.
So there's a lot of bad movies out there, right?
Yeah.
But no movie, I think, is as bad as Beastly. Beastly is a whole new level of horrible that is just a miraculous wild ride to go on. And you'll be entertained, but you will walk out being changed. You are not the same person when you walk out as you are when you walk in.
Do you think that is for better or for worse?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out about myself.
It's that big of a process.
It's that big that I'm like, I don't even know. Am I better or am I worse? All I know is I'm different.
I guess I didn't know it had that big of an impact on you. You're still thinking about it to this day.
Still thinking about it. Still thinking about what the hell happened. How did this movie get made?
Is it worth a rewatch? Should we get back in there?
Dude, maybe we need to get back in there,
think we need to get back
jump
in
back
there.
into the pool and wrestle around and see, like, what is going on in these waters.
I love it.
Might be worth it.
But yeah, after Beastly, then Mary Kate said, "Okay, I'm done too." She also didn't know what was going on.
You don't know up from down after that movie. It's hard.
Oh. Later in life, the twins go on into the fashion industry. They create homeless person chic. It's
That's their thing?
Yeah. If you remember, like when we were maybe freshmen in college, the oversized everything. Like think of like girls with like the boots and then the big floppy shirts and the giant sunglasses and the big sloppy
I actually do remember
scarves,
this.
all of that all together.
Yep.
That was a look that they were a part of the pioneers of,
Yeah.
right? It was just like homeless chic is what they call it, for
That's
lack of a better word. Boho.
Were you really into this?
I mean, I had elements of it. I never put it all together at the same time, but I had some big sunglasses in college and yeah, some sloppy shirts with tighter leggings. That was the look.
So
with-
you
with the
could have
boots.
made this entire image if you wanted to.
I could have taken it to that level. I would have looked a little funny. on
People wouldn't have
campus,
thought like,
but,
oh, there's a cool girl.
I think
She's a cool girl.
I think they do it so much to the level where you can only pull it off if you are wealthy and rich and famous.
Sure.
If you are a normal person wearing that, you look crazy.
But do you think people who wouldn't know you would be like, oh, she's probably really rich. She's like Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton and the Olsens.
Yeah.
She's in that club.
Far be it for me to tell people what to think, but yeah, I think they would think that.
Yeah,
I think they would think I was pretty cool.
I know they would. I know I look twice at you. I'd be like, oh my gosh, who is that?
Who is that under all those clothes? All that fabric. In 2007, they were combined as the 11th richest woman in entertainment.
Okay.
Their net worth at that point was $100 million, based on their clothing line or lines. I think
I
they
was
have
gonna
a
say,
couple of different
at that
lines.
point with their careers winding down, this will all have to be fashion-based, right? And
yeah.
product-based.
Yep. And I don't know where they're at now. As far as I know, the Row is still a fashion. I'm not empire. I don't know. Fashion label. There we go. That's an easy way to say that. Fashion
What's
label.
it called?
A fashion label?
No, but what's their label called?
The Row?
The Row?
Yeah, it's labeled after a certain street in London called something Row.
But they're not from London.
No.
So why is the name The Row?
Because they're cool, obviously. They travel. Did you see New York Minute? Did you see
Hey,
Midnight in Paris?
I'm excited to open my new theater. It's called The New Covent Garden. Wait, what? Yep.
What business do you have using that?
The New Drury Lane. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that? Other things to touch on, their fan club, which I was not
They
a part
did have
of.
a fan club.
They
I
did
forgot
have
all
a fan
about
club.
that.
I think this is how they made their first couple of mil, was probably on the backs of 10-year-old girls sloughing away.
Because what would you get? You'd send it in. You maybe get like a sheet,
Keychains,
bookmark,
signed pictures,
some stickers,
lyrics to their songs for their upcoming mystery videos.
Oh, to kind of build anticipation. You'd be like, oh,
Ooh,
this
now-
lyric's
Now
provocative.
you can sing along. Surprise gifts on your birthday.
Oh, you got birthday gifts?
Was not a fan member, but I would imagine maybe that would be something.
I was a part of some club, but I don't remember even what it was. I think it was National Geographic because I have a lot of like old bookmarks that are like have leopards on them and stuff. So it makes me think, was it National Geographic? I think it probably was.
I think the only club I was a part of or paid into was probably the Burger King Kids Club.
Oh, I remember the BK Kids Club. Were you a part of? So Sioux City had that one kids club that was like through, I'm going to say a news station to you. It means nothing to the rest of our listeners, but K-Meg?
Yeah.
There's the K-Meg Kids Club or something like that. And you would get a ride in, and if you said like, he would ask questions after school for after school program and be like, who was this Aladdin villain on the episode last Wednesday? And there'd be an outline of him, and you'd be like, oh, that's so-and-so, and you'd write it in, and you'd send it, and he'd send you a prize back if you got it right.
When you send it in, you mean you have to like
You mail it.
you have to mail it, stamp and all?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if our kid was watching something and like, hey, Mom, mail this one-word answer to this news station? I'm like, no, that stamp is 50 cents.
What was his name? His son was in our grade and was like a theater kid, and everybody was like, you and so-and-so are rivals. And I was like, I've never met this kid. I'm way cooler than him. I don't remember what it was.
I remember, but I'm not going to say it on air because
Say-
I don't say people's last names.
Okay, whisper it to me. What? Poppin? Tim Poppin.
Yeah.
Tim Poppin was his dad.
Ty, come on.
That was the dad. I didn't say the son's name.
We
His
don't
name
know.
was probably Clyde or something. Clyde Poppin.
Clyde Poppin.
Yeah, my big rival.
You think someone would name their kid Clyde Poppin?
Maybe.
Maybe. It's possible.
It's possible.
It's not
His dad
impossible.
made him Tim.
Kids clubs, though.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm into them. We
That's-
should start one. Summers Off Kids Club. I'll ask you questions from like season 1 and 2, and you answer them if you heard the episode. Send me a little letter in the mail, and
maybe
I'll
we'll
send you
some
something fun
merch.
back. You know what I was thinking about? I was like, what if we made Summers Off merch, and that's what we were trying to hawk all the time on this episode? Check out the Summers Off t-shirts.
We should make a T-shirt. That would be great.
That would be
Just
fun.
for us, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone else. You don't
Yeah.
get them. I can't afford the overhead on that. But I would want one.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be colorful. It'd be so cute.
It would be cool.
All right. Let's put that on our Christmas list.
There you
For
go.
each other.
Yeah.
We both make each other T-shirts. So some things about specific twins.
Mhm.
Ashley, I'll start with her. She had a weird dating history. She dated Lance Armstrong at a point.
The bicyclist?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That's good. That's the reaction I was looking for.
I was like, Lance Armstrong, Stretch Armstrong, Lance Armstrong, Neil Armstrong.
Which one is that? Also, Jared Leto. She's been linked to
Okay.
him.
He's
Those-
around our age. That's not shocking.
Those are the famous ones. There are other people.
This is Ashley?
This is Ashley.
So Mary
Yep.
Kate's still in the career doing Beastly, and she's dating Jared Leto?
Ashley's dating Jared Leto,
Mhm,
yep.
yep.
And then at one point, in 2022, so very recently, she married an artist called Luis Eisner,
Oh, okay.
who is from money.
Mm-hmm.
They both married into more money.
Oh, gotcha.
They're also
More
being-
money
Yeah.
than they have? They
Yeah.
already had a lot of money.
Yeah, they're getting into some like generational wealth here. They're like marrying
Oh.
like
Oh, new money to
banker-
old money.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And this new money is
Can
like,
you
yeah.
imagine when they went in? What a story. It's like, no, we wanted you to marry Chelsea Vergas III, and you're going to marry one of those Olsen twins.
Essentially,
It's another movie.
Got-
They should maybe make another movie about
I'm ready
it.
for it. Come out of retirement. Never say never is what they say about acting.
Who would you cast that looks just enough alike to play them in a movie about them being new money versus old money?
Oh,
like marrying-
easy.
You can't cast them, though.
No, I won't cast them. You know who I cast?
Who?
Their sister, Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, but you make her play both?
Yeah, split screen, baby.
Now, it's funny. Now, Rachel's done one project that we did with utilizing split screen, and now she's all about it.
It's so easy.
She's like, oh, it's so easy. Use split screen, duh.
Duh.
we got
like I have any business.
we got
with-
Steven Spielberg over here. He's like, of course you're going to use split screen. I know how to do it.
Practical
I'll show
effects.
everybody how to
She's a
do
split
it.
Screen. It's great. You know, CGI related, yeah. No, their sister Elizabeth Olsen, who I like as an actress. I think
You liked
she's
her as
good.
Scarlet Witch in the Ultron movie?
I think she's a good actress.
I think she's gotten better. But when she came on that Ultron movie and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I love Scarlet Witch. I was like, you guys are out of your minds. She's terrible.
To be fair, we haven't seen WandaVision.
No, and she's
I
gotten better.
hear
Like I
good
said,
things
she's gotten
about
better.
it.
But even in that newest Doctor Strange movie, did you really like her that much when she was freaking out and like, I'm the dark Scarlet Witch now?
I don't know. I was just a little lost because I didn't
That movie
see
sucked,
what happened
so I just-
to lead up to that. So I was
Yeah.
a little confused. And I was on an airplane, so, it's like not the best viewing. My screen is like the size of my hand. So, yeah, I guess can't really judge yet. But easy. Elizabeth Olsen plays the Olsen twins.
Oh, okay.
Who would you cast?
I was trying to think of two people who look just enough alike. Like, could I get away with? I'm gonna just throw around combos.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get away with like Sarah Michelle Gellar and oh gosh, what's her name? Who is in Reefer Madness and in she's on my top 5. Not Elizabeth
Kristen
Banks.
Bell?
Kristen Bell. Can I get away with like Kristen
No.
Bell and Sarah Michelle Gellar? They're both short blondes. They look just enough alike. Can they pass?
Oh my gosh.
So I don't have to do split screen.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
I'll answer you now. You might as well just recast it with 2 twins who
Ugh.
look maybe like them or maybe don't.
I don't know any twins.
I know.
That's a big ask.
I know. Go looking.
Find twins that are that cute.
Put out a call.
You already don't have that many identical twins. You got to find identical twins who are blonde and who are that cute
Sure.
and can act.
Yeah.
That like you're never gonna find that.
It's like lightning. Now some interesting tidbits about Mary Kate. So obviously she continued to do some acting. She's also a competitive equestrian.
Oh,
She's been riding horses for a
is
long
she
time.
the one in the movie who was into the horses too?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I can't tell you which one's which. When they're younger, I cannot tell the difference
No.
between the two of them. As they've gotten older, it's much easier to see their differences because they're not necessarily identical. I think they're technically fraternal.
Oh,
They
okay.
just look a lot alike.
Yeah.
She was actually in treatment for anorexia.
That's the one Mary Kate was.
Yep, she had kind of those medical pieces. Then they ended
I
up
remember
losing
that.
like a Got Milk ad like around that time too, which is kind of sad when you think about like somebody coming out and being open about like that mental health piece and that medical piece, and then Got Milk being like, well, you will not be drinking our milk.
Well, it's more than that. It's probably like, hey, you need to get better. You're not going to be able to film any Got Milk stuff for the next year.
No, I think they already had it and they just pulled it. They pulled the Got Milk ad because she wasn't a good role model for people. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think that milk industry did her dirty. Is what I think. She married wealthy banker Olivier Sarkozy
Okay.
in 2015.
What was the first guy's name?
The first guy's name is Luis Eisner.
No, it's for Ashley.
That's Ashley, and she's still married.
Luis?
Luis
And who's the other one?
Olivier. It says Oliver, but I think it's French. I think you
So
say
2 French guys.
Olivier Sarkozy. I
Well,
think
he's
he was-
Sarkozy sounds Italian.
I think he's
Sarkozy.
No, I think it's French. I think he's actually the brother.
Sarkozy.
Was there a president with the last name Sarkozy? I think he's related to him. I think he's his brother. Of some French.
Like
brother.
when?
I don't know.
Before Jacques Chirac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I think there's just some money there. He's a banker.
Yeah.
He's a French banker. They divorced in 2021.
Oh.
So she's now back on the market.
Which one? Mary Kate.
Mary Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley just got married.
Ashley just got married.
Mary just got married in
she has-
2022.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So this
She had never
is-
been married before that?
No. No, she was dating Neil Armstrong. She was dating an astronaut. He kept her very busy.
Yeah, I bet.
No, Lance Armstrong. Mary Kate was very closely connected to Heath Ledger. I don't know if it was romantic or not, but
Okay.
it was around the time of his passing.
Mhm.
So Heath Ledger's massage therapist who found his body
Yep.
at his home. She ended up calling Mary Kate first
Mhm.
before she called 911.
Gotcha.
So it's
okay.
kind of weird. So much so that authorities were like, "What's this about?
Yeah, why'd you call Mary Kate
do
first?
you know why?" And so she kind of retains that she doesn't know the source of the drugs that he was on or where he took them or what they were. But
Oh, because she might have been like, hey, what was he on? He's not breathing right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what did you give him?
yeah, she might have been connected to some of that.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't remember. I thought maybe that they were dating, but maybe they weren't. Maybe we just assumed they were because it was two, attractive stars, and we thought like, you can't be friends. You have to be more. You have to be lovers.
You must be lovers.
You must be lovers. Not sure, but that's kind of an interesting,
Yeah, scandal.
dark chapter for her. All right, that's the cast. Wow,
Wow.
time's flying. But I've got so much more. Let's just talk about some thoughts and some favorite scenes or moments. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I love their clothes and their outfits in this.
Both of them?
I mean, I like the rough and tough.
Yeah. I don't
tweet a
like
little bit
the princess.
The fancy one, she does
fancy
have
one.
one outfit that's real cute. It's kind of like a like a little like one-piece outfit. I remember thinking that her dresses were really fancy and like really beautiful, and now I look at them and like, oh my gosh, she looked like a little cupcake.
Yeah, it looks like you went to like the Halloween store and you found like princess dress, and then you put your daughter in that, and you're like, oh, I wish I have like a really pretty dress for her to wear that on this like communion thing or whatever, but she's gonna wear the princess dress.
She's gonna go the frou-frou route.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, that was maybe a bit much. The dress that she wears at the wedding is a little bit more understated than the dress that she wears at the engagement party.
Yes, the engagement party is the one that sticks
out. That
dress
is like crazy frou-frou. But the wedding dress is actually like, oh, that's really sweet. And I feel like I want to have that.
You want that dress?
Not for like this age, but like when I was
your brother's
that kid,
got a wedding coming up.
I could wear her flower girl dress.
It's
for
time, Rach. It's time. It's never not been time.
So that's part of my favorite. I had a lot of nostalgia looking at those overalls and all those outfits.
The overalls and the backwards baseball. I kept telling Rach, I was like, Alex Mack era. This is Alex Mack era when I was in love with Alex Mack. It's like, oh my gosh, I'd do anything to be in your secret world, Alex. We turn into water together, make a big puddle, and we'd be making out in our water forms.
I have no words. Scenes that you want to talk about?
Yeah. Well, can we talk about the creepy adopter people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk about it. Lay the scene.
So here's the skinny. This is the rough and tumble Brooklyn Olsen twin. She is going to get adopted by this creepy family then they like take all the kids and they put them to work in a junkyard. Yep. And then like his son, his only natural biological son, is like their manager of everybody. And so there's just like creepy family who like profits off child labor. And that whole storyline to me was completely useless. Like, we didn't need it. It could have been she's going to a different like part of the country or something, like a different orphanage. It didn't have to be this weird, crazy clown characters that we get introduced to. That whole thing, hated it.
You didn't like the butt kisses?
No, the butt kisses. I hated the actors in that scene. Like, literally the dad should never be allowed to do any sort of performance ever again. And the mom probably also should be banned from any sort of artistic activities. But I also had a problem with the kids. Not the kids there, not the butt kiss kids, because we only got to meet them for a little bit. But all the kid actors around the Olsen twins, besides there's a girl who's kind of good, who's like her best friend. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, the taller one.
Yep, she's fine. But the boys especially are wretched. They literally let's find the worst acting kids we can ever find, because then it will make the Olsen twins look like they're Oscar winners. And it just was like every time these kids were on screen, you could just tell like there's huge cue cards like behind. They're like, all right, here's your line. Oh, don't go into that house. That looks scary and haunted. Like, it was just awful. Yeah. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it did not have like Little Rascals magic.
No!
It did not have.
There's no kid who delivers dialogue better than Buckwheat. He is a true star. Spanky and Alfalfa literally should be having Oscars for their performances. They're tremendous. All the kids in Little Rascals are incredible.
Yeah.
Porky doesn't even say anything. He just dances around, puts his finger in his nose, hangs out with Buckwheat the whole time. He's brilliant. Brilliant. Uh-huh.
No notes.
Uh-huh.
No notes.
Uh-huh is a cute kid. See, I'm naming all these kids. You love them. Delilah's great.
They're all great. Darla,
not Delilah.
Nice try. Now give your Little Rascals card back. I love the food fight scene. I think it's so funny. It's so silly, and it's perfect like camp fare. I feel like no matter if you're watching a film that takes place in the 90s at a camp, there will be a food fight scene.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. 1,000%.
Is there one in Parent Trap? Because they're on a camp.
Yeah, I think the two of them put food on each other.
Oh, okay.
In some capacity. I don't know if it like explodes into a fight.
Yep.
But they think there's something along that line.
We've talked about this before in I think other movies, but you've never been in a food fight before?
I've never been in a food fight. Have you been in a food fight?
No, because I don't know if you know the rules of a food fight. So a food
What are the
fight,
rules?
the food fight takes 10 or more people.
Okay.
And here's what has to happen. And we actually didn't see the rules play out in this movie, but it has to happen this way.
Okay.
Somebody says something either in a joking fashion or in an actual mean fashion, and then the recipient of the insult must then take a scoop of food. They throw the scoop of food. The insulter, or the original person to add to this provocation, must then duck, so then the food hits a third party. Once the third party gets hit, the third party must then scoop and be like, who did this? And throw it back at the number 2 person who was first insult, or who started the food fight. Then they must duck, hit somebody else, and then it's open season as far as who gets to yell food fight. Once food fight has been declared by any party who has been engaged in this first sequence, then the food fight truly begins. And I just have never had all those elements work out. I've had like one throw of the food and then the duck and it hits somebody else and they're like, hey, why'd you do that? And it's like, no, now pick up food.
No, you.
It's your turn. You have to start it. The train is rolling. Let's go.
Come on.
And then they're like, oh, what if I? No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to eat it. And then you're like, no, food fight dead. I can't. I'm like, I want to be the person to declare it. You know me.
Yeah, you're just waiting.
I'm like, come on, let me yell it. Let me yell it. I want to yell it so bad.
You're right. I didn't know that those were the rules, but as you explained them to me, yes. And that's not how this happened.
No,
Yeah.
but I think why the rules were different is because they were in a room full of kids and they were the 2 adults.
They were the 2 adults.
And so the adults can declare a food fight at any moment.
Sure.
For kids to declare it, we have to go through that sequence. Those steps have to all been reached. Otherwise, an adult will never let that happen.
True.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, no. Put that spoon down. No.
Sit down.
Yep.
Yeah. Roger that. Love it.
So,
Brilliant. Brilliant explanation.
yeah.
Other things that you want to talk about film-wise?
Yeah, for sure. So what would you say about the fancy Olsen twin? What is her dialect? What is she doing?
Yeah. Well, it's heightened, and it is. I think someone just told her to be really crisp with your enunciation, and so she starts kind of British, and then it kind of comes off a bit, and then every now and then she'll just find words that she'll just say a little bit
Yeah.
more pronounced.
That's what I thought. She starts the movie British. I don't know how the sequencing that they filmed it
Yeah.
in, but in the opening scenes, she's too British, and it's like somebody told her, like, hey, be careful, you're sounding a little British, sweetie. And she's like, oh, what should I do? And they're like, just over-enunciate everything. And she's like, got it. And so she does that the rest of the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vincenzo. How terribly rude of me. I'm very glad to see you too.
I'm like, oh, well, it's better than her terrible British, but at the same
Yeah.
time.
Sadly,
But he does it too. Discount Billy Crystal also does it.
Does he?
Yeah, it's like he heard
Oh.
her doing things and he's like, oh, I better do it too. Like, and so he picks up on it every once in a while as well.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, what are you guys
You don't need to
doing?
talk like that.
Rich people don't talk like that. Sorry, I kind of spit at you. Yeah, so
I think their dialect work takes the performance that I was already bad and makes it atrocious.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I think they're so cute, but they are not. I mean, they're not good in this, and the dialect work in this makes this. It's just, like I said, atrocious. Yeah.
So would you say that this movie, the biggest problem with it is the script or the acting? Could good actors have saved this? Or could a better script have saved this with this collection of actors?
I think it's the actors.
Yeah.
Because you have Kirstie Alley, who's able to rise above it and finds a way. It's not like she's
But
like
she can
she
make
has
chicken
moments.
salad out of chicken shit, though.
And she
Kirstie
did.
Alley's that good.
She was, and she did. So that's why I think it's an acting thing. It's
Okay.
mostly on the. Well, I don't know. The script's so bad. Though.
The script is
The
atrocious.
script is so bad. Oh.
It's incredibly bad.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you say?
I think it's the actors as well, but I
You think
think
it's the
we
actors?
can't let the script writers off the hook. Your script was atrocious.
Yeah,
you should all be
didn't do
ashamed of
anybody
yourselves.
favors.
But actors, you should be even more ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, it just sounded so red.
Did you notice that even Discount Billy Crystal's laugh seemed phony? There was a time where Kirstie Alley and him were like supposed to be laughing, and he like goes ha 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 ha. Like he does this laugh at one point that was like, what sort of manufactured bullshit was that? That was horrible.
Whoa. What kind of robot laugh?
How do you eat a sloppy Joe, Rach?
Well, according to this, you smoosh it into your face
Yep.
before taking a bite of it.
Yeah. You have to make sure the sloppy Joe creates a ring from chin to nose around your mouth, like a clown circle around the mouth. Like you need to have sloppy Joe mostly on your face and not in your mouth.
Yeah, I like how, and this is like the rich twin during the film calls it a messy burger. I like this messy burger.
I like that
That's
actually. I
cute.
thought that was cute.
Christian's like sloppy Joe. So I think there were more moments like that they could have played up that they didn't really touch on so much.
Yeah.
And maybe the romance got in the way, that storytelling. I don't know. But there was more like the have versus the have-nots and just their different experiences in their different lives that
Yeah.
I thought could have highlighted those that change.
No, we needed more time with the Buttkiss family. Like
Yeah,
that's what
you're
we
right.
we
That's
got to
where we
spend
spent
time
it, unfortunately.
on Buttkiss family, on the annoying person he's gonna marry.
Yeah.
And we got
It
way
wasn't
too
really
much
essential.
of her.
I think we could have actually done with that. I know she like upped the stakes a bit in the timing, but like I didn't need it.
Yep.
I didn't need it at all. It was
Yep.
annoying.
Not
Mm-hmm.
not required. Yep. And I mean, she could have still been in it, but we didn't need to see her hardly at all.
Yeah.
She was super annoying. But what did you feel about her comeuppance? What is her comeuppance, Rach?
Oh, at the wedding?
Yep.
So he tells her that he's in love with another woman, and so
Uh-huh.
she essentially walks out of the wedding. And at one point, she tries to slap the girls and is
Yep.
not able to.
He goes, "I'll suck you in the mouth if you touch her." And I thought, yeah, that's what we need to see. We need to see her hit a kid, and then we need to see her get punched because of it. That's what I want to see.
But one of the twins steps on the back of her dress and it rips it, and then we see her underwear.
But she's wearing, like, would you
and garters.
would you wear some? Like, she's already dressed for the honeymoon.
I think she's dressed for the wedding night.
Yeah, she is.
I think that's what
she's
she's
wearing
dressed
some
for.
naughty stuff under there. And do you think in that moment he's like, "Oh, I wonder if I should have seen this"?
Should have seen that through a little
Oh,
bit further.
You could have just gotten old, I guess.
That would have been just as easy. Yes, I think that's exactly what he's thinking. Other things and thoughts?
I have Allie is good. He is terrible. No, I think that we got through everything. I know this movie and all exclamation points. This was at about like the 35% mark. So I know this movie. I know everything about it.
Yeah. Oh no.
I remember this.
Oh no, I remember this. That's not good. It's not good. Okay, budget.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Don't know. Couldn't find it.
Oh.
But I'll tell you how much it made opening weekend,
Okay.
which was in November of 1995.
Okay.
It made $5 million for
Yep.
opening weekend, and worldwide it goes on to make $19.5 million.
Okay. You got to think in mid-90s with the set pieces they used, they had to buy that one, they had to rent that big house, and then they did the camp stuff. That would have been kind of cheap to do the camp business. And
It's
they're all
Canada.
connected.
It's in Canada too, so maybe it was cheap. Maybe they
Yeah,
got
maybe
a deal.
maybe a little kickback situation.
Maybe.
Kirstie Alley would have been the most expensive person, and then the Olsons.
Rightfully so.
And the Olsons probably own a part of it, so it's probably like more of a percentage for them.
Could be.
So I'm guessing it maybe broke even or made a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my hunch
Yeah,
as well.
I bet it was a $7 million budget.
Hmm.
I'm just throwing that number out willy-nilly.
Yeah, very willy, very nilly.
You know me, I like to go so willy and so
Willy
nilly.
and nilly. Some reviews. New York Times writer says, under the direction of Andy Tennant, the Olsen twins lay on the icky poo cuteness with several trowels, often delivering their lines as though they were reciting the alphabet. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agree.
They did have, the
They had
Olsen
bad
twins.
readings.
The Olsen twins aren't good in this.
No.
They're like 4 out of 10. And the only reason I give them that high is because the other kids around them are wretched. And so they make them seem 4 out of 10 because the other kids are 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And so if you had really good kids, they maybe even are a 3 out of 10. And maybe it's Brooklyn Olsen is actually like above average, and British Olsen is below average. So maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooklyn Olsen.
Crazy question.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yes.
Were they ever good? Yeah, they're cute in Full House.
Yep.
But
It's a really good question.
were they? I have to rewatch and go back and look at it with
I'm
like
gonna
a
say-
critical eye.
I'm going to say no. They were never good. No, I don't think so. They were cute.
They were just
They-
cute and very business savvy and
Yep.
knew to get that fan club going.
Yep. They delivered cute looks like in Full House, or they'd have
Mm-hmm.
one-liners.
Yeah.
That was the key. Surround them with funny actors who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then give them
Saying you got it, dude.
cute one-liners.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Amazing. But let's just like think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they weren't good.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
It's why they're out of the business now.
Well, that's why I retired, and they're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna do
Well,
fashion.
But why would they? Why would they keep going if their star is gonna be terrible? Like Mary Kate was terrible in Beastly. She was awful. And so why would they keep acting? It's like, no, you're just diminishing every second you're in a film. Get out of the business and go do style stuff and make money, because that's where your money's at.
Yeah.
You're a brand.
I think so.
She's like the Kardashians. The Kardashians, you're just a brand.
Just a brand.
You were just a brand.
Well, I can't believe we went there. I wasn't gonna go there, but
No,
I think the question needed
it's
to
fair.
be asked.
It's fair.
But they're so cute.
They're so
They're
cute.
so cute, and they are and have been style icons. That was always
Yeah.
a piece kind of going through. In fact, that's, if anything, I think that's where they are most successful, even in their films and stuff. I think how many times did I take a picture of their hair to the hairdresser and say, I want this haircut.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, many times.
Huh.
Probably 3. More reviews. Roger Ebert called it harmless and fitfully amusing with numbingly predictable plot and praiseworthy performances, and rated it 2 out of 4 stars.
Okay. That's way too high.
was
It doesn't
generous.
deserve to be 2 out
I
of 4.
think he got paid to do
Yeah,
that.
this is a 1 out of 4
know.
stars or a 1.5. There's no more than that.
No, I would agree. I would agree. The soundtrack's great. Great music.
Yeah, the music is actually pretty
They
decent.
got real lucky. They have great music.
You know, we talked about like the goofy music. Which movie was that? That was this season.
My best friend's wedding.
My best friend's wedding. And, yeah, the music was too goofy, too slapsticky.
Sure.
And in this one, I was like, no, that's the right amount of slapstick in this music. Like that, they kind of nailed the tone.
Awards. It won a Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Movie Actress. Do you want to know who won it?
One out of Mary Kate or Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley.
both.
Oh no, you can't give it to both.
You can.
Competition. Competition.
Nope, they both won.
Iron sharpens iron.
Back to your earlier question about who won an Emmy. Mary Kate has an Emmy.
Yep, for Wheats.
No, it's not for Weeds. It was for something that they were both in.
Oh.
I didn't write it down.
Oh, okay.
But apparently her performance in that earned her an Emmy,
Interesting.
like a daytime Emmy or
Okay.
something.
Is it time for us to pick the best Olsen twin? Or do you have some more things
yeah,
that might
'cause
decide it?
we got critics' consensus, so I think I
Okay.
think it is the time.
Okay.
But I don't know which one's which in this one.
Yeah, we don't need to. We're just
Okay.
talking about their breadth of work. We're talking about everything about them.
Okay.
Who's the best Olsen?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say it's Ashley.
Okay.
Here's why. Because she knew it's time to get out of the business. She didn't linger around. She's like, no, I'm not doing Beastlies. I've made my market. I know what I'm doing. It's time to get rich, sister. And so she did. Is she the one who dated?
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, and what's his
Jared
name?
Leto?
And Jared Leto.
Yes.
She dated Jared Leto. She's the winner. And she just got happily married to a super rich bank guy.
Artist. Yeah.
But he's rich?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, okay. Married an artist? You're already the winner. She's the winner. Ashley's the best.
I tend to agree a little bit.
Yeah.
I think she's a little bit more grounded in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that she has as what's the word? I don't want to say troubled past, but she didn't have, at least publicly, didn't have the anorexia piece. And then I think with Mary Kate and the Heath Ledger piece, obviously a lot of questions about drugs and things like that. So Ashley very well could be doing drugs too, but She just never got caught. I don't know.
And kudos for
All
that. Kudos for
possible.
being sneaky.
Savvy. Or sneaky. Very true. All right. Are you ready for Critics' Consensus, or do you have other things you want to touch on?
No, let's do it.
Let's do it. Critics' Consensus. Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock told us it takes two to make a thing go right. But this unpleasant Olsen twins comedy proves that the opposite can also be true.
What's the percentage?
8%.
8%. Ooh.
Audience? 60%.
Whoa!
Loyal fan base, baby.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, one thing I forgot to do is tell you what it's between, but I have the review and everything set up.
That is all the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen fan club in there. They are pushing that up. And I should have pushed it up as well.
Okay, here's what I have.
Yep, go ahead.
Maybe it takes 2 watches, or maybe 2 writers, or 2 directors, or 2,000 acting coaches. 25%. This is below Never Been Kissed and above Crossroads.
This is better than Crossroads?
Yeah, Crossroads was awful.
Crossroads was not that bad.
Crossroads is really bad. The guy in it was terrible. Remember when he pulled over, he had a fit in the desert, and he's like kicking Sarah. He's like, "Yeah, I'm with a bunch of girls right now."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't
But-
forget about that moment.
Yeah, but I mean, Brittany and Zoe Saldana were great.
Yeah, yeah. I gave this a 10%.
Oh, wow.
I think I was more hurt than anything that that I had owned this VHS, and I was probably pretty proud of that
Yeah.
fact. I'm proud of my love of the Olsen twins,
Mhm.
and then as an adult coming back and watching it, just being like, I felt a little betrayed
Yeah,
and a little slighted.
sure.
I think
Yeah.
of the feelings I was feeling
Mhm.
while watching it. Like, how could you do this to me? Like, I had one of your mystery videos. I still probably remember the song if I played it, and
You know, the more I talk about it, the more I do think it maybe is lower for me. Because Jingle All the Way is a 15.
yeah, Jingle All the Way's great.
And Jingle All the Way is better than
Look
this
at how
movie.
great that is.
I'm going to drop my score. I'm going to drop it to a 14%. It's
Okay.
above Camp,
Okay.
and it's below Jingle All the Way. Revamp.
Revamp. Whoop,
Ty's new score, 14%. You're right. It's not better than Crossroads.
It's
I'd
not.
watch Crossroads again in
You
a
would.
second.
You, I know
you know I would, you dirty girl.
So for me, this falls below Camp. I
Okay.
think Camp was so fun. But above Ladybugs, because that was garbage.
So good.
That was weird garbage. At least this doesn't get weird.
Yeah, that's true.
This doesn't have pedophile jokes in it, thank God.
Yeah,
So.
that's true.
But it only gets 2 more percentage points. That's all you get.
Yep.
Yeah, this was a hard week for me.
Oh my gosh, it was, huh?
Yeah, it was. It just like with this film and just feeling like I was really hoping it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be bad, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad and like make me like re-question everything I knew as an 8-year-old.
You walked out of this like Beasley did to me. You're still like,
I'm
what is
still
east to west? What is up from down?
processing.
What happened?
What happened to me?
Are you better or worse?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
I love Kirstie Alley.
and as
More?
your husband, I'm going to tell you, this is going to take a long time to figure out. You're in for a
long
long
road.
road.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years for me. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh,
my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
glad you'll be there to support me through this journey.
Yep. And what a journey it was.
Yeah. Oh, well, looking forward to what you've got in store for us.
Yeah.
What's week 6 looks like?
Not Short Circuit.
Nope.
That was. I'm not ready for that.
That's a fun little spoiler, a little preview.
But yeah, I'll go. We usually save those reveals, but I'll give you a couple extra weeks to watch that movie because I know 90% of you haven't seen it.
Nope.
So get on it. It's very fun. There's a robot. It's a robot movie, but it's so cute. Real live action robot. 80s. It's a yay. So the movie that we're going to watch next week.
Yeah.
I need our listeners to hear me because they're going to get excited when I first announce it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need them to then to really hear what I'm saying to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The movie that we have in store for us is the movie The Super Mario Bros. Now they're going to hear that and they're going to say like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing a new movie. This is so exciting. You guys never do new movies." We've all seen it because we love that movie and it grossed so much money. Not that one. We're not going to watch that one. We're watching the awful one from 1993. Rachel's never seen it. It's so bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolute mayhem.
Great.
We're going to hate it.
Great.
But you will love the other one.
Yeah?
Yeah, you haven't seen that one either.
I haven't.
Yeah, well, you're going to love it. This one you're not.
Okay.
So just to give you a heads up,
Good.
prepare
Good.
yourself.
Good.
Yeah. So
All right, then.
we'll see you next week, huh?
A little nervous, so I have to put on a sweat.
Do you pit out?
Yeah. It's like nervous sweats.
And so they're really stinky sweats?
Yeah.
Ew. You get those just from the podcast?
I get that from everything.
Like, what doesn't make you nervous in life?
I don't know.
Pretty much constantly terrified.
Napping. And sometimes I sweat when I nap too, though. You
Mm.
get a good hot sweat going, and then you nap. You wake up with your sweaty. Don't you know?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this?
I am familiar.